to the Boss Battle Show for Thursday, October 8th. We're gonna get all more horror-tobery on you. For real. Today we're gonna talk about the slasher genre. So we will see you soon as we venture into our castle of doom. What's up, guys? We are in a session of Couch Co-op here where we are going to divulge into some horror things because, you know what? What is this month? It is Horrortober.
And I'm super excited for it.
Oh, it's just the best. And, you know, let me just say, you're watching this and it might be mid-morning, midday. Mm-hmm. What's coming out tonight?
I don't know. Tell us.
Our next short from our Horrortober run of shorts drops this evening. So, watch it.
Ooh, a little crypt keeper there.
Yeah. That was actually really solid. That was like a solid crypt keeper.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Little shout out to John Gasser.
Today we're going to talk to you about slashers. It's one of our favorite genres of horrors.
You cannot talk horror movies without talking about slashers, and of course, the big four.
The big four. We're talking Jason Voorhees. Mm-hmm. We're talking Freddy Krueger.
Mr. Freddy Krueger.
We're talking Michael Myers.
Yep.
And we're talking
Mr. Leatherface.
Yeah, who sometimes has a name. Thomas Hewitt in some versions. It's
loosely based on Ed Gein.
Convoluted.
Right.
Yes, it is loosely based on Ed Gein, which is one of my favorite true crime tales.
Absolutely.
So we could say that Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974 possibly was the first slasher of its kind.
Oh,
Would
absolutely. And I mean, it was the first one to deliver to us that slasher formula where a group of sexy little co-eds end up in a precarious situation.
One thing that's interesting about slasher movies is it paved the way for a lot of celebrities' careers, like notably Kevin Bacon.
Oh, the list goes on. If you look at any kind of horror films, I mean, like Patricia Arquette, obviously,
Dream
Warriors, Sexy Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, these while they started in the 70s, it was in the 80s when they truly took off and became very mainstream.
Oh yeah. You really, when growing up in the 80s, which some of you probably didn't, some of you probably did, you couldn't turn the corner without a new slasher being on the thing, and it was like that was like the thing. Like slashers were. You know, and there was parodied in a lot of movies in the 80s, like in Monster Squad, we were talking about it last week. You know, he's really excited about some slasher movie, Part 13 or whatever, they watches on the roof with his binoculars, and it's just like a little generic slasher. So I know we talked last week about Friday the 13th. That's probably our favorites. No, I got you, you're dead! I have to say that Michael Myers and Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger are some of probably equal value and importance for cinema history for me.
And most definitely. And of course, they both came with amazing directors that wrote those stories when you have people like John Carpenter and Wes Craven attached to it. And and I'm hesitant to say this because, of course, these guys were typically, they come back as a throwback from like the silent film era. They're telling a lot of story with their emotions, their mannerisms, and the way that they're stalking, and that's where the scare factor came from. Freddy was the first person to actually have a whole lot of charisma to go behind him, and that's, I think, what helped kick the media in the 80s get going. That's
and then, you know, that always begged the question for so many years. Who would win in a fight? Would it be Freddy Krueger? Would it be Jason Voorhees? Would it be Michael Myers? You know, Jason would win. And then in 2003, New Line Cinema brought us Freddy vs. Jason, which was technically... could have been looked at as Friday the 13th Part 10, could have been looked at as Nightmare on Elm Street Part whatever. You know, to some people that was a huge letdown. To some people like me, I actually thoroughly enjoyed the film.
I always like to look at it as its own standalone, but it was very campy. It was very true to the original core stories. I loved it.
Who do you feel was the winner of that for you?
For me, that was absolutely Jason Voorhees.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
The guy was a beast, powered through the entire time. And what can't you do with him?
You can't fuck with him. So, you know, we could go on for days about slashers, but what about you guys? If there's a particular slasher, because you can't say, I don't watch those kind of movies, because it's October, you watch the movies, whether you want to or not, you can't help but watch them. Which ones are your favorites?
Even if you're kind of like watching like...
Yeah, which ones are your favorites? Do you get down on those notable ones, or are you more on the side of like the campy ones? Like,
I like the less campy with the more intense horror, like New Nightmare.
Oh,
I watched that the
was-
other day
that was
by
a- that's a
myself with the
fantastic
lights
movie.
off, and I'm like, man, this movie is
Also,
still kind of getting to
in
me a
my
little
opinion,
bit.
that's Freddy's best look. Was in New Nightmare, my favorite.
can
I would
agree
like
with
to give a just a quick shout out, real quick, to Sleepaway Camp because my buddy Jonathan Tiersten started that movie, and I know him quite well, and he's a good friend of mine. And he played Little Ricky. Angela. Anyways,
That's awesome.
anyway, check it. A lot of these movies are on Netflix, and if they're not, rent them at Redbox or don't do that. Go to Blockbuster. Fuck, let's get down.
They're
with
old
the
enough to
90s.
go to a Blockbuster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
forget about the 90s. Go to your mom and pops. Rent those mom
Go
and pops. But we'll talk about that maybe next week
Yeah.
for Hortober. As Hortober continues. Welcome to the Boss Battle Show, where we're doing... are you fucking cracking the shit up? Welcome to the Boss Battle Show for Thursday. Welcome to the Welcome to the Boss Battle. Welcome.